Now let's talk about how to find the real user, because it is so important to find him or her. Then how to do that? Let's from the most common scenario. Normally, when we work on some product or product design, there are already a bunch of existing users. For example, if it's an app, normally there are already quite some of the app users. If it's a mobile phone, then there are already users using it. In this case, the biggest challenge is that are we really knowing them? In our current organization structure, there are some natural obstacles preventing us to understand them, preventing us knowing them. Normally, the real frontline guys, they are get in touch with the user, they don't design the product. And the product manager or designer, sometimes they are often sitting in the office and they clock in, clock out. It's really hard for them to know the real user. Then, in this case, the most important thing is to go to the real user, go to their environment, go to the context that when they are using our product. Then we can watch, we can observe how do they use the product and what's the pinpoint, what's the improvement opportunity. Then there are several other ways that can help us to know them. Number one, app feedback. We can collect the feedback quite straightforward by the app feedback. Number two, we can also collect feedback from the social media. The user, they can post their feedback, or they can complain, or they can like through the social media. So social media is also one possible channel. The third one is that there could be some on-site service touch point or service station, especially for the materialized product. For example, the car service center or furniture sales point. This is a good point, touch point to meet with our user and to know them. Number four is a face-to-face interview. In order to do this, we need to organize the user interview. It could be face-to-face or could be the online remote video call. The critical thing is that we need to find the most commonly user, to find the different type of user so that we can collect different feedback, we can collect the in-depth feedback. For example, for the same product, the older aged user might have different feedback compared with the younger age. And the last, but also it's very, very, very useful, helpful way is to becoming the user. Only if we can be the real user, then we use it, we experience it, then we have a first-hand information. So with these 5 ways, hopefully this can help us to know more about our user. It doesn't have to be use all of these 5 ways in the beginning. We can pick up from the most straightforward one. Could be app feedback, could be talk to the user, and so on and so on. My personal favorite is that normally I want to become the user firstly, so that I can collect the first-hand information. When I have the rough information, then I will go to the social media, I will go to the app feedback, and I will go to the front line to talk to the user. Many times I can find out there are quite some of the surprise. Now, let's come back to the most difficult one. That is, if there is no existing user, what should we do then? In this case, we do not have a materialized product yet, or sometimes it even we do not have a mature concept. In this case, this is a kind of big challenge for our product definition capability. But still, there are some way for us to do it. It is the same way compared with the existing user research, and we just need to add one more extra step. That is, whenever we have some very initial concept, for example, if we know there are some competitor product, and if we want to do something similar, then we need to look into what is the advantage or strength of the competitive product, and what is the problem of the competitive product. Then this could be a kind of good starting point. It can help us to find the real user and to help them to solve the real problem. And what if there is no existing competitive product? Okay, congratulations. You might have already found out a blue sea. But normally there are many traps, if there are no one touch it, it could mean that there is no real value from this product area. But anyway, we have these several ways for us to figure out who are the real user and how to know their need.